Today's market movers include Nvda. We ended the day at $133.57, up 2.87%, 216.99 million shares traded. To the north side from where we are takes us to one level of resistance and a potential take profit area, and that is roughly 134.87. Ignore the other purple line. 137.24, 138.46, and do not hold your breath for price to get to this level on Tuesday, perhaps another day, but I don't think that'll happen on Tuesday, and if we do, you know what to expect. Now, to the south side, one level of support takes us to 132.53. I will anticipate a bounce off of that line. If we go lower, 131.30, and another level of support and a potential stop loss area as well, 130.06. Looking left, you can see the clear buy signal, and then we ran up to resistance, a clear sell signal. If you play -2 and 2 standard deviations all day long, price typically stays within that range, and the calculations constantly change. And if we go outside of that, the outliers here, that is your clear sell signal, and then your clear buy signals below that. And if we are down here and we slice through this level, this also turns into resistance, but we went through that very easily. And this gap, right here, is still in play. I will mark that out. That opened up on the 6th. And that will take us down when we reverse course to roughly $124.96. Right now we are in an upward channel on the 5-minute, and then we have another gap to deal with right here. So we gapped up, so I will anticipate a fill to the downside, and I've already, that coincides with the gap up when I did a video on that on the 5th of February. But this gap will take us down to roughly 118.72. This gap is already touched, and then we had this gap that already filled. That is no longer a threat to our account. What else is happening? So this gap closed already, and we still have this gap to the upside that will help us retrace to a level we've been before, and that is 142.36. The 52-week high is 153.13. The next target is 174, which represents a 30% return from where we are, so not too shabby. And that's closed. I think everything else. What happened here? That already closed. And that one closed. Let's take a look at this on the daily. The RSI is turning up as well. Now, the yellow lines are previous middle of the trend lines that I have marked out. And now they've turned into either. So we are up here, 133. Where's my price tag? It's in purple. Oops. 133.57. So we are, let me see if I can grab this. You have to grab it at a certain spot, otherwise it gets wonky. Okay, this is where we are. This is an old middle of the trend line, so I'm just going to delete that. I don't need it. This is an old price target that we've already sliced through at 139. I marked that out on August 15th, and then we touched October 17th, so that is done. And then these are different lines that represent the middle of the trend, or when it flips over, it could be either resistance or support as well. But we have other gaps to the south side to be aware of, but right now we are not going in that direction. We are moving farther away. As you can see on the daily, RSI has plenty of room to move as well. So that's Nvidia. The next one I want to go over is a ticker that I have not gone over in a very long time. And oops, stay on the page. So it's a market mover because there were 187 million shares traded today. So this is why I'm covering this one. So we have a gap that will take us down here. This is on the daily. Oops. Let's just move that over one ticker. That'll take us back down to 492, but right now we're slowly going up, but also it's kind of going sideways. And we are overextended here on the daily, so watch out. How do we look on? Does it even record for the monthly? Yeah. Oh, we are in dangerous territory here, so be careful for a sell-off as people take their profits. But right here is where we are. Let me change this color so it just shows up better. All right, so watch out. We are overbought on the monthly, on the daily, also, on the weekly, and earnings is on March 12th. And right here, overextended on the daily. So be careful. There could be a rug pull as people take their profits and they run. So let me give you the price targets on the 5-minute time frame, which is what I like to track, just the next day's run up or run down. So let's move this back over here to be precise. Resistance. I have the magnet turned on, remember that. So it pulls it, but you can't be on that line. You have to be one tick over. Okay, and then 992 is resistance, a potential sell limit area if you like to set those like I do. 1030 and 1067. I like to set sell limit orders, but I'm terrible at setting stop limit orders or stop orders. 843, 807, and another level of support and a stop loss area, potentially 771. Looking left, look at this clear buy signal, clear sell signal, and another clear sell signal zone, and that gap closed. And then we gapped up on this day, and we've got another gap here. Let me just mark this while I'm here, so that way I don't have to go back later. So we've got landmines to the south side to be aware of, but right now we are still in an upward channel on the 5. But as you know, that could flip on you in a heartbeat. Okay, that will take us to 472. I don't know if we're going to get there, but I know that my dad traded this a long time ago. Let me put this to the daily and show you what the long game looks like. Oh, look at this open wound here. Let me mark this out first. Okay, that's the last gap on the daily, but if you flip it to the different time zones, it'll give you different readings. All right. Oh, yeah, I don't think that's going to go that far, but my dad bought this back in December of 2023 when I did this video, which is, oh my goodness, that's the last time I've looked at this in 2023. Let me make this bigger so I can see this. Anyway, he bought at 178. The target at that time was 380. And look at, we are at $8.72. Now, this is where, let me do one other thing. So if you played the long game and you bought at $1.78 and you sold at this wick, if you were so lucky, that's a 442% return on your money. That is super fantastic. Yeah, congrats if you did that. But I'm sure most of you, if you're in this, got in and got out many times. And then look at this gap right here that also closed. We gapped down. So then it will close to the upside, and that closed right there at roughly 359. Okay, let's move on here. I want to go to SMCI, another mover in terms of volume, right here. Oh, since I'm on the daily, I'll give you the price target for that. First, let me find out where we are. 42. 65. Let's make that purple. For 2025, my price target labels are in purple. I want to change it every year, so it's easy when I look back just visually. All right, to the upside, we've got a gap here that will take us to 54.64, and it starts at roughly 49.03, and then another gap at 65.84, not in the channel. Okay, still going down, moving farther away from that, but just something to be aware of. And earnings is Tuesday. That's why people are running this thing up. Volume 134.63 million shares traded. Oh, and we've got this one as well, but I don't like to buy higher and sell higher. That's not my style. But we ran up 17.56% today. And, oh, see how I marked this here on the daily, and that line it ended right here. So it gets wonky. I can't mark out on the daily and then it will line up on the 5. It doesn't do that. So mark everything out on a time frame that you like. That way you have consistency and it's easier to read for you. All right, 42.65, another level of resistance, takes us back to this yellow line that I've already marked before. That is the middle of the trend in the median. All right, and now this is turned into resistance. Another level of resistance, 44.17, 45.35, to the south side, 40.90, 38.63, 37.49. This gap closes to the south side at -4 standard deviations, which is roughly 36.39. That is another level of support and a potential buy-in area, and then we have this one as well. All right, so watch out for the landmines to the south side as people cash out. And if you're not in it and you would like to be in it, well, these could be opportunities to buy in when there is fear, because there will be a sell-off and people will panic if it gets all the way from here to here, and that's no good if you've bought that high, but that would take us down to a -31% loss if you bought up there, but that is where I would prefer to buy since I'm not in this trade. Alrighty, and what else? That gap closed. Ooh, that gap closed. This is an old price target that I marked out. When did I mark that out? On December 3rd of 2024. That's a long time ago. What happened here? So this is a gap. We gapped up, so I anticipated it to fill. Let me move this out of the way so I can see that better. Yep, it touched to the south side as predicted a long time ago, which I have not gone back to clean up my chart. That was Friday, December 13th of 2024. This is no longer a threat to our account. This bugger here, when did that close? No, it looked like it touched, but it did not. It touched here and closed out on January 13th at 29.72, and then we made our way up, grinding up. Now, oh, look at this. Oh, all right, we've got this gap, but then we have this gap too. Did that let me flip this over. Well, no, I'm not going to flip it because, again, it gets wonky. I'm just going to show it to you right here and make it a little larger. There we go. Touched right there on cue, okay, at 25.75, and then look at the strong run up. Very nice. but we gapped here, and then that means we filled down, and we did here for this one. So that one took us again to like 25.75-ish. Okay, and then we've got that. Okay, that started on November 21 of 2024. Oh my goodness. And then this one, Monday, November 18th of 2024. That one is still in play to the downside. So let's mark that out just so that we can visually see this. And then all of these other gaps. Okay, I'm done. And then, oh, let me just mark this one too. All right. Oh, and then we have something to look forward to up to 54.64. That will close out. But this is not going to come easy by any means. That starts at 48.81. What is the 1 year? Look at this. Up for the week, 56%. For the month, 32%. And for the 3-month period, 92%. But still down almost 40% for the year. Technicals show us it's a buy. Forecast, $60. And then to the downside, 35. 13. Okay, so watch out for that. 35 takes us to, oh wait, 35, like right around here. All right. Oh, apparently I looked at this, I only looked at price, but I didn't do a video. On January 8th, price was at 32.61. So congrats if you're in this one. And what else do I want to do? Palantir, we did another, we hit another record high. Love it. I'm deep in this trade, this ticker. I'm not selling. Let's give you some price targets. To the middle of the trend now takes us to 118.43. 122.97, 125.24, 127.47 to the south side. 113.76, ignore the purple line, that's a previous line I marked out, 111.38, 109.08. And when I marked out the middle of the trend on this day, we touched this. I thought, well, if we go sideways, this is where we're going to bounce off of. So we bounced off of that on cue, and then we fell and blasted past this to the south side, and then ran right on cue at 2 standard deviations. Excuse me. Yeah, -2, and then made our way up, and this acted as resistance on the way up, fell back down, busted through, and this is resistance. So again, price likes to hover around this line. It's going to follow it whether it's going up, sideways, or down. But right now we're going up, and we still have room to the upside before we roll over. And let's show you what is happening on the daily. All right, this is my previous buy-in area, and I have some in the 20s as well. So we're at 116.65 up here. My goodness. Well, I only have it set out to, this is 2, 3, and 4 standard deviations. I have a very basic account on TradingView, and I don't need all of, like, I don't need 5 standard, or 8. It makes no difference. We're not there, so I don't care. I just take it on the 5, and I get my calculations. Let's see, Tuesday the 11th is right here. But since we're on the daily, if you follow up this line, for the end of, this is February, end of February, beginning of March, in theory, we could get to this level, back down. But if we go long term, in the summertime, June, we could hit the 130. But conservatively, by the summer, May, June, let's say June. Well, that's going down. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, forget that. We'll just take this day by day on the 5. This has to play out, but I don't know. I need to go look at it some more. but we've got this gap to deal with to the downside, taking us to roughly 84.05, and then these other gaps. Extend them out, gives you a target, but right now we are still in an upward channel on the 5. The 1-year price target, we've already made, well, we blasted through this level a long time ago, but current is 116, the max 125, and 88.38 is the average also to the downside. So 125, just for giggles, let me mark this out. 125. Here, let's just do this. And I'm going to turn this white. All right, that's the target. All right, and so today is the end of the day, so Monday night. And if we go to Tuesday, wait, what the heck? There we go. There. So we are here. The middle of the trend conservatively could take us to 122.89. This is the target, but the outer band, if we continue to go up for this week, I'm just looking at it for 1 week, this period, that could take us to 127.52, and then the outer band, don't hold your breath, 131.99. Okay, that's how I like to mark out price levels for myself if I don't have an analyst telling me what the target is, especially with ETFs. So let me 125. Let me mark this out here. Oh, I got it. All right. Okay, fingers crossed we get to this level. That would be so exciting. Now, the last one I'm going to do, because I've gone on and on, is crackberry, blackberry. And let me mark out this price label. All right, and 554 is where we ended, up 5.52%. This is not part of the market mover tickers. This is just my own personal one I want to do because I, this morning, had a stop limit from Sunday night into Monday at 560. And fortunately, I got to my computer in time and I canceled the order. I would have closed out at 560. The high is 565 for the day as well as for the 52-week period. So congrats if you've been in this with me. I know a lot of people trash this, but I'm only trading it, so I don't care. It's not a long-term ticker, but it could be if things continue to turn around. But let me give you the price targets first. So the middle of the trend, the median here, is 554. This line is an old one. I'll show it to you later. But 571, 579. Now my new price target I have right now to sell it if it hits is 585. Let me know if you think it's going to hit that price. But 4 standard deviations will take us to 588. Yeah, I can't hold my breath for up there. Here and here, yes, definitely here if I sold out. I bought in at, on this lot that I want to sell, $4. I also bought in the $2 range, which I'll mark that out later. But if I bought in at 4 and I sell at this blue line, that would be a 46% return on my money. So not too shabby. Okay, we've got a gap. We have gaps, landmines to the south side. And there will be a south side. I just don't know how deep yet. But right now we're still in an upward channel, not a steep one, just kind of a nice grind up. I'm such an idiot. I wanted to sell this lot that I bought in at sell limit at 472. Oh, I bought at 472 and then sold at, just to get rid of it. Wait, I sold at 472 and I bought in at 467. I was tired of looking at it. That's what happens when you micromanage your tickers. Ugh. But anyway, I could have sold out for way higher and I'm an idiot, but that's okay because I do have plenty of shares that I bought lower than 472. I just wanted to remove that at that time. And then this is an old area I've marked out the upper band, 2 standard deviations, the middle, and -2. This is an old way of labeling my chart when I did this a long time ago. I don't do that anymore. I just do one line because I'm too lazy. See that? That's nice and evenly distributed. That's -2, the middle, and 2 standard deviations. And look at, we fell like hotcakes here. Oh my goodness. Burned a hole in our pocket. Look at this. And now all we're doing is basically a U-shaped recovery back to the upside. Will there be another rug pull? You can bet on it. Things just don't go up without pulling back. Okay, so 456 and the forecast is now 605. Back to the 5-minute. We're kind of going down. So I don't know if I'm going to hit my sell order, but I might revise it. I might just get rid of it at 571. I think we could get there. That's pretty close. All right, that does it for me. That is a look at Nvda, BBAI, Smci, Palantir, and BlackBerry. I wanted to go over Estee Lauder and Bbai. You know what? I'm just going to show this to you. Estee Lauder, because we ran. This is on my Sunday stock watch. Sunday stock watch. That's something I used to do. I don't do it anymore. We ran on Friday to, today, Monday. So congrats there. There was fear because of cutbacks, and we gapped up. So there will be a pullback to this area eventually. Let's turn this to red. All right, so your target, 68.73. Okay, here we go, just targets. 69.48, 70.58, 71.65. I should have marked this yesterday, but now the middle of the trend is right here. I'll just mark it out. This gap closes out at 65.15, 64.17, and 63.09. If you want to see my video on that, check it out. I did the video on, I think it was Saturday for this period. Okay, the next one I want to go over is Bbai really quickly. Oops. Bbai. It ran today, up 7.55%. I do own some at 98.90. So here are your targets. 111.32. 113.59, 115.23, and 116.80. I would wait personally for a pullback before I got in if you're trying to get in. The middle of the trend is now 110.27. This could act as support and bounce off that line. Or if we continue to go south from there, 106.92-ish. 105.29 and 103.72. Watch out for this landmine to the south side. That will take us to all the way down to 103.72. Then we have this gap and this gap I haven't gone in and tweaked this in a while, and this gap as well. Gaps within gaps within gaps. All right. Oh, and this one touched. Let's clean this up while I'm here. I talked about this one, and yay, it's done. No longer a threat. That took us down to 96.71. We went up, and then I anticipated to go down. It did fill right there on that wick. Yeah, we've got other gaps to the south side. Nasty, nasty. And what is this one? Okay, that's not done either. Ooh, not good. It looks like it closed, but it didn't. And then now I see this one. Let me clean this up while I'm here. I have gone through this ticker a gazillion times in the past. I got so sick of it, I stopped looking at it. But now we're running. 86.30 is where we hit there. That closed out, and then these other gaps as well. Okay, now I'm officially done. Have a great trading day, everyone.